Hello from us, FlareBlitzed here, and welcome back to what is a surprise look from Kazumi in Bloody Chronicles. It is up to us three to stay behind to see what is going on within this case, and in the last time we investigated another case where the Phantom has struck again, and this time around though, the Phantom left us a trap which severely injured one of the people that were looking / investigating the body that was involved here. And it didn't end too well for the poor guy, but he is still alive, which is good. And also, just a quick note. That jacket she's wearing, those buttons are in a peculiar place. Anyways, we all nodded our heads at the sign that we understood the orders.
See you at HQ.
See you at the headquarters, madam.
Good luck.
You too. Watch Suzumi and Kaori walk away until we're both completely out of sight. Alright, Akito. You finished taking pictures of the crime scene, right?
Yup, I got it all.
Good to hear. Okay, now for the break-in details. Do we know which way the Phantom enters the house?
He got in through the porch.
The porch?
Yeah, he used a glass cutter and opened the doors. I also took pictures of it.
Okie dokie. Good. What about the wife, Aki? Does she remember anything?
She's currently in the hospital. I can try to ask if she remembers anything, but I highly doubt she does.
Well, it's better to ask than not. I do too, but there's a chance she may have noticed something peculiar, or someone, before it happened.
Alrighty.
You should also go speak with the neighbors. Maybe someone saw something?
Huh? Why am I the only one going around and talking with people?
Her question takes me by surprise. I quickly composed myself before answering her with a mock seriousness. Because you have this confident aura about you that inspires others to speak up.
He totally got you there, sis.
No, we're being serious.
I'm just joking. Sheesh. You didn't have to glare at me like that.
Wait a minute. Who put you in charge, Kazuki?
Akito.
What?
Fine. I'm going now. If you guys need anything, give me a call.
Sure, we'll be here. As soon as Aki leaves, I signal Akito to get to work. Let's start the porch, see if we can reenact the Phantom's actions.
Sounds good. Let's do it. The doors to the porch are located in the kitchen.
Okay. We head over to the kitchen and paused at the entry doors. This is the door to the porch?
Yeah. As you can see, there's a hole in the glass right here.
I crouched down and examined the spot Akito's pointing at. Yeah, I see it. It's wide enough for a hand to go through and unlock the door.
And you can get a good view of the living room from here.
Indeed. I guess it's not so hard for the Phantom to break in here after all.
You think so? I don't think you can just go into someone's house, cut a hole in his door and walk in. You wouldn't know if someone's still up and walking around, or that they won't come in to get something from the kitchen. What?
Looking at it from that perspective, I guess you are right. He must have been watching them for some time, if he knew their daily schedule well enough to enter.
See? We're amazing together. We need to work together more.
I simply gazed at Akito in silence. He really has a talent for leaving people speechless. Anyway, did you check the garden?
No, we didn't. Aki and I only questioned the officers around here and if they found anything in the garden. Unfortunately, they didn't find a thing.
What? Not a single thing in the garden. Okie dokie, I see.
Do you want to inspect the garden?
No, you said that the police already checked it, so we don't need to check it again. Besides, even if we do find something, it probably won't be enough.
You have a point there. So the only chance we would have would be if the neighbors saw anyone suspicious.
Or the neighbors' gardens? Precisely.
Then it's up to Aki.
You could say that, but it's really more up to the neighbors. If they saw anything, that is.
Yeah, right.
I turn around and study the living room. Do you know what his wife was doing at the time?
No, sorry. Aki spoke with the police more, so maybe she'll know.
I don't think so. Aki only said that the wife was attacked from behind and woke up at the couch moments later.
I see. Why do you think the Phantom let Matsuo's wife live?
Simple. She wasn't his target. He may be only killing people who are on his target list.
That makes sense. Do you have evidence to support this theory of yours?
Maybe. I stand back up and head over to the living room.
Hey, don't give me just a maybe and walk away.
Akito follows me into the living room. I look around. I'm not exactly sure what to look for, but something about the wall stood out earlier. I have a feeling that it's something important. but what was it?
I doubt we'll find anything in the living room. The murder took place upstairs, so it's likely the Phantom did not spend much time down here.
Oh, here it is. I picked up a family photo resting on the living room side
What is
table.
it?
A family
No
photo.
kidding, man. What about it?
I don't bother to answer Akito. I run back upstairs to where Matsuro was found. There's something I need to check straight away. Akito continues to bellow loudly after me.
Hey, Kazuki! Can you tell me what's going on?
I stop at the room and ask the officer standing next to it. Hey, are you done examining the room? Yes, but we weren't able to find anything. No footprints or clues, just some fingerprints, which probably belong to either, the guy who was murdered or his wife, sorry. I see. What about the photos? Photos? What do you mean? Akito showed up behind
Yeah,
me.
Kazuki, what do you mean? Can you take a moment here to explain things? You have to say what's on your mind. Neither of us can read minds, you know.
He has a point. See those walls over there? If you look closely enough, you can see some photo frame marks. There's at least 3 of them. Akito and the officer quickly runs downstairs to take a look at the walls. When they came back upstairs, surprise was painted all over their faces.
Whoa. When did you notice that?
When you showed me where the newspaper clipping was earlier.
Wow.
Oh, wait. I think we may have seen some framed photos in the closet. We didn't think they were so important, so we disregarded them. I walk over to the closet and open it. Oh, okay, here they are. There, sitting way in the back of a closet, were 3 framed photos that the officer spoke of. I carefully take them out and examine them one by
You
one.
really think these photos have a special meaning behind them?
I'm sure there is. Otherwise, they wouldn't be hidden in the closet. I look at the first photo. It's a picture of a family in their younger days.
To be honest, these photos weren't even hidden that well. I mean, why didn't he just destroy them if they were really that important?
Maybe he is on purpose leaving clues. Who knows? Maybe he thought he wouldn't pay much attention to them, so he didn't bother to. Their second photo is the couple, with a young man who I summarized to be their son, since there's a photo of him as a kid
Maybe
downstairs.
the couple just decided to put them there. You gotta admit, it's a possibility.
Yeah, I know. You might be right, but still. I stop mid-sentence. All the muscles in my body stiffens up, and my eyes widens in bewilderment.
What's the matter, Kazuki? You okay?
Oh. I know this man.
Kazuki!
I look at Akito and he returns my gaze with apprehension. He's clearly concerned about me. I think I know this man. I hand Akito the third photo.
The guy with the scar on his face? He doesn't look like the boy from the other photos. Who is he?
Yeah, he's definitely not their son.
Then who is he? Where do you know him from? And do you still have contact?
What? No, of course not. I don't know. After they died, I attended this mental support group. I didn't even want to go there. I mean, I was completely fine, but my doctor said it'd be good for me. Anyways, that's when I met him.
What? You never told me about that!
Well, it's not something to brag about.
So,
I tried to remember what his name was, but nothing comes up.
what was he like?
I don't know. I don't remember.
You've got to remember something.
I'm not sure if I can, Akito. I really hated being at that mental support group, so I didn't pay much attention to the people there.
Just think about it.
I obliged Akito's request and digged deeper, trying to recall any details I could about the guy.
What about his scar?
The scar. Did he have it back then? Maybe that was why he was there. Oh, now I remember.
It'd be hard to forget a face scarred like that.
I gave Akito a menacing stare. It's not that. I remembered him telling me how he got the scar. He was living with his girlfriend in their apartment when, one day, a gas tank in the apartment exploded. As they were escaping, his girlfriend got crushed by a piece of debris from the ceiling. He tried to get her out, but suddenly a bar hit him in the head and knocked him to the ground. It almost blinded him, too. He remained on the ground, unable to move and certain that he would die. Fortunately, however, the fire brigade arrived just in time, and one of the firefighters risked his life to rescue him and dragged him out of a collapsed building. He told me that he's never been the same after that incident, and he has yet to recover from it, even to this day.
Oh man, that's really sad.
Yes, I remember. I wasn't even paying attention to his scar at the time. I was focusing on his eyes. There was something peculiar about them.
Do you think he might be the Phantom?
I'm not sure. But if that's the case, then why would he kill her? Him, sorry.
I'd say it's because Matsuo saved him when he didn't want to be saved. But I highly doubt that's the case here because they look like they were pretty close.
I agree. We need to ask his wife what the guy's name and what is his relationship to them.
Alright, I'm on it.
Huh?
Just leave it to me. I'll handle it.
Are you going to personally ask her? Or are you going to ask Aki to do it?
What's the difference?
Never mind. Just don't forget to ask her why they removed these photos from the wall, okay?
Sure thing.
Akito steps out, probably to call Aki and see what she's up to. I head back downstairs to stare at the newspaper clipping. Let's see. Heroic firefighter saves a little girl from a burning building. I was just doing my job, says the newspaper headline. Too bad. I was hoping it'd be the newspaper clipping about the man with a scar. My eyes wander to the top of the page. Telegraph. There's no date. I wonder when did it happen. I look at the photo of a firefighter. It's definitely him because he looks exactly the same. I guess it wasn't so long ago. I start reading the little summary beneath the photo. A remarkable demonstration of courage. An Iron Cross medal for a firefighter who risked his own life to rescue a child, awarded by the president himself. They are ordinary people like all of us, yet they choose to show compassion and bravery in situations where many of us would likely fail at doing. Heh, that's so true. I sat down in a chair and deliberate on what we have done so far. What's the Phantom's motive this time? What is he trying to tell us? Which clues are part of a riddle we need to solve here? Is it the chlorine gas or this medal? I gaze at the newspaper clipping once more. And why did he leave this particular newspaper on the wall? Ugh. I close my eyes and start analysing everything from the beginning. This is a part of a game where someone's trying to talk to him, but he's deep in thought. He observes them, break in, knocks out his wife, goes upstairs. Why didn't Matsuo notice him? Was he asleep? Out of nowhere, a terrible screech sounds out in the room and breaks my train of thought.
Woo!
Hello. I open my eyes and see Akito dancing away in front of a gramophone. Seriously?
What?
Whatever. Did you talk to Aki? Akito turns off the gramophone and
I
smiles.
sure did. She's still going around and questioning the neighbors. Everyone is shocked to hear the news. But unfortunately, no one remembers seeing anything suspicious so far.
So far, huh? I'd expected as much.
As for his wife, she's currently under the care of a psychologist and the police is speaking with her. But so far, they have nothing.
I'm pretty sure the trauma and shock is still there.
I think that we will have to wait until tomorrow to talk to her.
I agree. Ah, creep.
What's wrong?
Nothing. I was hoping to ask her something.
Oh, okay. By the way, what were you doing?
Looking for any hidden meaning behind the clues.
Nice. And with your eyes closed. Wow.
I glare at him.
Relax, I'm just kidding. So, did you come up with anything?
I'm thinking maybe the chlorine gas or Iron Cross signifies something.
He may have just used the chlorine gas to kill Matsuo. I think the Iron Cross is more significant. I mean, why did he leave it in his mouth? Right?
Yeah, I guess so.
What?
This newspaper clipping bothers me. It's like it's there for a reason.
What? You're kidding, right?
Think about it. Why is this article here whereas the other photos were tucked away in the closet?
Yeah, you've got a point there. That is kind of weird.
Weird indeed. Honestly, I don't have the faintest idea. How about you?
Same here.
Oh, dearie me. Alright. We should take a photo of a man with a scar so we can show it to Matsuno's wife tomorrow.
Oh, right.
Akito quickly takes a snapshot of a photo.
Okay, got it.
Great job. Now let's go get Aki and head back to Igrasil.
Alright.
Aki was done with her task by the time we rendezvoused up with her. And just as I predicted, she didn't have any new info for us. Ugh, we're back.
Welcome back, guys.
Hello.
So how did it go? Have any new information for us?
We updated them on everything, which wasn't much. What we discovered so far and what we still have yet to figure out.
We'll need to find out more about this man with the scar.
Yeah.
Study those framed photos more. There's something strange about them.
Yes, I think so too. Nevertheless, that's all we have at this point. We're still missing something as usual.
Relax, Kazuki. We need to stay focused.
Anyway, any progress with the lawyer case? We would really appreciate a boost right now.
Tried to talk with Uzar, but he refused to talk with us. He's still sticking by that assault story of his.
Typical.
Does he not know that he'll just make things worse for himself?
Some guys are like that.
Yep. So is the case closed?
Not yet. There's just one last thing we want to check out.
Fine.
What's that?
We want to verify all the men who are currently serving Uzar or have previously worked with him for any suspicious activity.
Yeah.
Excellent idea.
We believe that he gave this task to someone who's currently working for him. Someone he trusts.
Oh, good point.
Whatever. Can we just finish up? Suzumi suddenly looks at me. What? I didn't say anything.
Never mind then. Since we have to wait until tomorrow to interrogate Miss Genichi and see the autopsy report, there's really no point in keeping you guys here, so
Aww.
I guess that's all for today.
No, but I want to stay and do some work,
So
you
what's
know.
the plan for tomorrow?
I will interrogate Mrs. Aki can get the autopsy report and you will inform us if the police finds anything.
Huh?
What? Why am I getting the autopsy report?
And what gives you the right to give orders here, Kazuki?
It's the most effective way to get everything done.
I thought I made it very clear that you're working with Akito.
You did, and technically, Akito and I did work together on the firefighter's case today, remember?
I'm aware of that. However, the case is not over yet, and you still have to check all the circumstantial evidence.
Damn.
Hey, I'm right here, you know.
Oh, stop it, Kazuki. You make it sound like it's such a nightmare to work with Akito.
I didn't say that. It's just that our way of doing things are totally different.
I know. That's precisely why I think you two will be able to solve this case together.
Fine, so what's the plan for tomorrow then?
Aki and I will go to the police station to see if they have any news for us, since I need to go there anyway. You and Akito will go see Miss Genichi. And lastly, Kaoru will go get the autopsy report.
How come Carla gets to do this by herself? I can get the autopsy report too.
Oh? Tell me, Kazuki, are you able to understand all the medical terms on an autopsy report? That's what I thought. Okay, you guys are free to go. Aki, I will call you to verify the time for tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want me to pick you up tomorrow, Kazuki?
Yeah, just give me 30 minutes heads up.
Roger that.
Oh, we're going to order some pizza. You can still stay and join us if you want.
Oh, that sounds
Oh,
delightful.
That sounds great.
You'll be paying for your own share.
On second thought, that doesn't sound so great.
I'm hungry, so count me in.
What about you, Kazuki?
I glance at the clock. I will stay and have a wonderful pizza. Here we are. Well, it's still early, and I do want to eat some pizza, so sure.
Haha, that's the spirit.
I knew you'd join us, Kazuki. After all, pizza is too delicious to pass up.
Okay. How many pizzas should I order?
2 big pizzas?
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
That sounds perfect.
Got it. And what kind of toppings?
Oh, I want corn, peppers, ham.
Corn? Oh yeah, you do have Hawaiian pizza.
Chicken!
Yes, we know you love chicken.
Oh, not this again.
What about you, Suzumi?
How about salami and mushrooms?
I'm okay with that.
All good.
No, wait, what? Salami's okay, but mushrooms? Yuck! No thanks.
Mushrooms taste just like chicken.
So just salami then?
Yes, please.
How about this? Let's do one with mushrooms and one without.
Sounds perfect.
Oh, that's even better.
What about you, Kazuki? Are you okay with everything? Is there something you would like to add?
I'm fine with everything as long as there's a lot of cheese, corn, and ham.
And you, Kaoru?
I'd like salami and mushrooms, if that's okay.
Yay.
Sure. So girls will have everything with mushrooms, and guys will have everything without mushrooms?
Hey, I didn't say I didn't like mushrooms.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and you girls are free to take some slices from our side.
Okay. By the way, is everyone okay with extra cheese too?
Yeah!
Yeah.
I'm going to order it now.
By the way, Akito, do you have all the photos?
Yeah, I just need to upload it to the server so that we'll all have access to it.
Great work. Kaoru and I also updated the Phantom's profile in the database. There are 6 folders now, each assigned to one of the victims.
Nice to hear.
Wow, that's super!
Super organized.
Yeah, that'll make things a lot easier to go through.
Exactly. All the information we've managed to gather about each victim will be on there.
Will we be able to access it from anywhere, or is it only accessible from the briefing room?
Anywhere. You just need your login name and password.
Excellent. Alright,
Okay, they said the pizza should arrive in 40 minutes.
all good. Everyone pay their share, and then we all engage in some small talk, starting with what we've been doing in 10 years from now, assuming you no longer work at Igrasil.
Oh, that's a hard one. Let me think.
Let one think. Just wait for the perfect moment, and good. Engage in small talk is very good for a healthy lifestyle.
Well, my father wants me to take over the company. But honestly, I don't want to run a company. I would love to explore other countries instead.
So you'd be traveling around the world?
I guess so.
That'd be amazing.
What about you, Aki?
Well, I guess I would be a charity event planner. I'd organize special events, charity concerts, and invite famous guests.
Whoa, a charity event planner, sis? I totally didn't see that coming.
Wow.
You meanie!
So you won't be a detective anymore?
I'll be both. A detective during the day, a charity planner at night.
Oh my.
And what about you guys?
I'll look at Akito.
I don't know. I'll still be here in 10 years from now, along with Suzumi.
He said with Suzumi. Oh, my big brother's so romantic.
What? No, I didn't mean it like that. I'm just saying that I'll be here because I like it here.
Ah, lovely. But you said with Suzumi. Suzumi blushed a little and looked at Akito.
Yeah, but I mean, I can't leave her all alone, you know?
Is that the only reason?
Oh, cut it out already, okay?
No.
You're embarrassed, aren't you?
Who knows? Suzumi might be done doing something else by then. We'll turn our focus to Suzumi. She's deliberates on it for a bit.
I would join the task force.
What?
But if I'm given a choice, I would stay here. No question about it. I like what this job entails, helping others and assisting the police in catching criminals. I don't think I'll ever give this up.
Wow, Suzumi.
I've never really thought of it that way. It's great that you want to join the task force, though. You definitely have the skills and mindset for it.
Yeah,
Aw.
that's what I wanted to say.
Thank you. I'm glad you guys agree with me. I still have a long road ahead of me, but who knows where life will take me in the future.
Precisely. You're right. None of us know what lies ahead. Nonetheless, it's always better to plan ahead in case things don't work out.
Agreed.
What about you, Kazuki?
Me?
Yeah.
Nah, let's take a bit of a detour and be serious about this. To be honest, I wanted to be a pilot.
Wow. Seriously?
You mean like an airline pilot?
No, an aviation officer in the army.
What? Man, for real?
Yeah, why?
Being an aviation officer means you'll constantly be under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, like this, okay?
And it's not something everyone can do.
Man, I'm just impressed. I didn't expect you'd say something like that.
But why do you want to be an army pilot? There's no war anymore.
It's not because of the war, it's more about having the freedom to just be a part of the sky and feel the adrenaline rush.
So that's why you're always staring at the sky, eh?
I thought you were just a daydreamer.
Wow, thank you very much for that.
I understand how you feel, Kazuki.
You do, Koda?
Yes, and it fits you perfectly, Kazuki.
Aw,
I couldn't have agreed more.
I think it's great.
thanks. I smiled at them.
Oh my gosh. Kazuki smiled at us.
I told you guys that he likes us.
Everyone breaks out in laughter. The pizza arrived shortly afterwards, saving us from our hunger. Conversations carried on and laughter continued to echo in the room as we talked about our future plans and teased each other for it.
I'm so full.
Me too.
The food's really good, to be honest.
Good.
Yeah, the pizzas are really tasty.
Yup. I could still eat more.
Oh gosh, Kazuki, where did all the food go?
He has a black hole in place of his stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so jealous. You get to eat whatever you like.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't like to eat that much, you know.
Sure you don't. You're always hungry, man.
I just enjoy food in general.
Isn't that the same as eating a lot?
I shrugged. Everyone laughs again. Oh gosh.
What is it, Kaoru?
Nothing. I'm just...
Just what?
I'm so happy that I have you guys.
Aww. Kaoru's sudden outburst surprised us at first, but then we'll break into laughter and smiles the minute we look at each other. Even I smiled. No matter how much I tried to deny it, there's no mistake. They're truly my friends and my only family. I never thought I would feel this way about them.
Oh, Akito, do you still have the camera with you?
Yes, I have it right here.
Let's take a picture.
Aww.
Good idea.
Wonderful moment. Now you're acting like Akito.
Huh?
Akito and Suzumi looks at each other.
Well, you know, we're talking about our future and stuff. Where we think we'll be in 10 years and all. I just thought we should take a picture of us now. To remind ourselves in the future of where we used to be. In this very moment.
Nah.
That's a lovely idea, Suzumi. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I agree. Let's do it.
Yay.
Yes, regardless of where we'll be, together or apart.
We will always have this memory of each other.
Yee.
Aww. But I want to be with you guys no matter what happens.
Of course, Aki. We'll always be together.
Okay, let's do it.
Everyone starts to get up from their seats. I stay where I am, taking this time to enjoy myself and watch everyone else scurry to secure a good
Hey,
spot.
Kazuki, come on, move your ass and get over here.
I could just stare at them for a bit longer. I'm home. I get up and join them.
Hey, move over a little.
Nah.
Don't push me.
That's my foot.
Bash my footy.
Oh, sorry, it's Kazuki's fault.
No, it's not. Sorry, Kaoru.
Aww.
Sorry, Aki.
Why are your boobs so big, Suzumi?
Good grief.
Hey, Akito, did you set the timer?
Yes, for 1 minute.
Oh, quick, it's already flashing.
Yee.
Get ready.
Cheese.
Let me see, let me see.
Nah. Doesn't that look delightful? Hee.
Oh, no. I look horrible.
No, you don't.
Oh, come on. You always look great.
Are you trying to flatter me?
It looks so funny.
Funny, funny. Yeah, especially Akito.
Hey!
After the little party, we said goodbye to one another, and then we went our separate ways. The end. This is not the briefing room. This is my briefing room of Zed's. Ah, it's 8 AM already? I took the liberty of sleeping early last night, so why do I feel like I didn't get any sleep last night? I get up, eat breakfast, brush my teeth. Then I went back to my room and lie back down. Oh, I'm really tempted to just close my eyes and go back to sleep, but I better not. It will just make me feel more tired and grumpy later. Anyway, why isn't Akiko called yet? Sorry. I look at my phone, it's 8:34 AM. Could he be still sleeping, or maybe he just forgot to call me? Jeez, who knows? Anything is possible with that guy. I decided to use this time to get over what I should ask Mrs. however you want to pronounce her name later. Let's see. I definitely have to ask her about the guy with a scar and the relationship he has with her family. I also have to ask whether or not she saw anyone suspicious in the days leading up to the attack. What else? And at that moment, Akito phoned. Hey!
Yo, I guess you're already awake, huh?
Yeah, obviously I was wondering when you'd call me.
Yeah, sorry about that. Something came up at home, so I couldn't call you until now. I'll be arriving at your place around 9. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, see you soon.
I guess I'll wait for him outside then. Before I start wandering in thought, I get dressed in my uniform and head downstairs.
Kazuki, hop in.
So I guess you know where they live, or they're staying?
She's still at the hospital. Aki said she didn't want to go home.
I see. Well, I'm not surprised. By the way, did you bring the photo of the guy with the scar?
Of course.
Alright, then let's go. Yeah, because he took a photo of it before
Wow,
we left.
Kazuki, you're really in a hurry to meet her, aren't you? I gotta say, it's weird to see you so eager.
Look, I just want to find out who this guy is, Akito.
Yeah, I know. Okay, let's hit the road.
On the road again.
I don't believe this.
Calm down, Akito.
No, this is unacceptable. It's an outrage.
What's happening now? It's really not that big of a deal.
Not that big of a deal. This is like losing one of my limbs here. How can they ask me to do this?
Are you climbing stairs rather than using the elevator? Stop overreacting. They're only asking you to pay the parking fee, Akito.
I know! Those blood-sucking demons.
Wow. They've got to make a living somehow. They've got to get away somehow. We head over to the front desk and ask the receptionist where we can find Matsuo's wife. The receptionist politely directs us to the helping patients cope with a traumatic event department. Who is it? Please, come on in.
Good morning, ma'am. Pardon us for the intrusion.
Good morning. Oh, hello. What brings two young, handsome men like yourselves here? Akito and I look at each other. She looks like she's coping rather well for someone who just lost her husband.
Are you Mrs. Genichi?
Yes, and who are you?
Oh, I'm sorry for not introducing ourselves. We...
Good grief. I'm Kazuki Koyama, and he's my gawky partner, Ayato. Ayato gives me a stunned look, which I happily ignored. We're detectives from Igrasil. We're here to ask you a couple of questions regarding your husband. I know it's hard for you to talk about it right now, but we would really appreciate it if you could help us out by giving us some answers. I glance at Akito. It appears that my direct approach to all this has rendered him speechless. Oh, I see. She stares at us with a sad look on her face as she adds, isn't this type of work too hard on you two? I mean, you two are awfully young to be in this field of work.
Well, we're devoted to what we do, ma'am. And we want to catch the person responsible for this heinous crime.
Yes, and I'm grateful for that. However, I think this matter should be handled by the police. We're more than capable of handling this, madam. To be honest, they died in a mysterious car accident over a year ago, so I can completely relate to what you're feeling right now. We want to catch the person who killed your husband, but we cannot do that unless you help us. She studies me for a bit. You know, there's something about you. But she doesn't continue on. Instead, she gets up and walks over the window. I was always prepared for it. Deep down inside, I knew that something would happen to my husband eventually. He was so dedicated to his job, you know, but I never imagined something this horrible would happen to him in our own home. She turns around and faces us. Do you really think you can find the person responsible for this?
Absolutely, ma'am. We'll do our best.
Quite. We can't make any promises, though. But I'm not sure how much of my recollection of that day will help. Anything will help, no matter how little.
Well, for starters, did you ever notice anyone suspicious around your home? Perhaps your husband mentioned seeing someone.
No, I'm afraid not. I'm sorry. And please, call me Lilith.
Oh, okay. Lilith.
Lilith, can you tell us exactly what happened that day? Did you get to see the perpetrator's face? It happened just as I was about to go to bed. I was getting up from the couch when I noticed there was someone behind me. It all happened so fast, I didn't have time to scream or anything. He pressed some rug to my face and within seconds I started to feel faint. I lost consciousness after that. That's all I remember.
So you saw the perpetrator's face?
No, unfortunately.
Darn.
Did you notice any specific details about him? Can you tell me his height? How old you would say he was? Mrs. Lilith walks up to me and positions herself next to me. I believe he was around your height. It's hard for me to guess his age, given the fact that I never saw his face. But I'd say he's young. I see. Then my theory was right. Lilith sat back down on her bed. Oh, there is one more thing. And what's that? His eyes. His eyes were... There was something unique about them. I've never seen eyes quite like his before. Unique? I look at Akito. He only shrugs back. You mean he had contact lenses or something? I don't know how to describe it. Ugh, that doesn't really help.
So, about your husband, do you have any idea how the perpetrator could have snuck up on him so easily? From what we've gathered at the crime scene, there are no signs of a struggle at all.
Oh, it's very possible that he was asleep at the time. You see, my husband likes to go room upstairs to relax and listen to music. He tends to fall asleep in the process. He does it so often, but it becomes a habit of his.
Ah, that explains a lot.
Yeah, no wonder there was a gramophone in the room. Akito suddenly grins at me. He's probably thinking about the time when he turned on the gramophone and sang that horrible love song. Ugh. Is there anything else you would like to know? Just one more thing, Akito. Could you show Lilith that photo?
Oh, right. Here you go, Lilith.
Could you tell us who this man with the scar is? The one standing next to your husband.
And if you don't mind me asking, what's his relationship to you and your husband?
I watched Lilith take the photo from Akito with a fragile hand. A smile spread across her face the minute she seen the man's face. Oh, his name is Harada. Takeshi Harada. He got the scar during his attempt to rescue his girlfriend from a collapsing apartment. My husband was one who saved him. The incident traumatized Takeshi, and for years he had a hard time readjusting to life. He was just devastated. My husband would visit him often and talk to him for hours. Eventually he got Takeshi to join a support group as well, and over time they became great friends. In fact, my husband treated Takeshi like a son. She pauses for a moment and lovingly caresses her husband's face in the photo. He was truly a good man. Lilith falls silent and continues to stare at the photo with tears in her eyes. It looks like we're reopening up her wounds by asking these questions. I don't know if we should stop here. I'll look over to Akito for a sign. Nothing. I guess it's safe to continue then. We're terribly sorry for asking you these questions. We know how difficult this is. No, it's okay. I'm fine. Yes, I'll just be fine. I admire her strength. She's really trying to keep it all together. It's no wonder she's managed to cope as well. I guess he's not the guy we're looking for, Akito.
Yeah, it sure looks that way. It looks like he's really close to them.
I know. I just wish I knew why those photos were hidden in the closet. Alright, the photos, Lilith. Yes? In the room where your husband was found, there were 4 framed photos hidden away in the closet. Were you the one who stored them there? What? I mean, did you or your husband take the photos off the wall and place them in the closet? No, I understand what you were asking me. What I don't understand is why there were 4 photos there. There should only be 3, and we never took any of the photos off the wall.
What? But we definitely saw 4 photos there.
Well, one of them was actually a framed newspaper clipping about him being awarded the Iron Cross
The
medal.
other 3 were family photos.
But we didn't have a framed newspaper article.
What?
Akito looks at me in shock. Then simultaneously we blurt out the name of a person that instantly comes across our minds. Phantom. Do you mind listing out the photos for us? Certainly. There was a photo of my husband and I in our younger years, and then there was one of our grown-up son around the time he was moving out, and the last photo is this one with my husband and Takeshi. Nothing out of the ordinary then.
Yeah, only the newspaper clipping sticks out like a sore thumb. It has to be him.
Him? What do you mean? Do you have an idea who the culprit might be?
Not exactly. Sorry, what I meant was that since there were 4 photos present at the crime scene, the newspaper clipping must have been a clue left behind by the perpetrator.
Oh, I just don't understand why anyone would murder my husband. No one does. That's why this is so discontorting. No one understands why the Phantom is doing this.
Perhaps your son knows something? I know he moved out, but maybe...
That would be unlikely. You see, our son is abroad. In fact, I've just spoken with him on the phone earlier this morning. He told me he'd be flying out today.
Oh, I see.
How about Takeshi? You said that your husband kept in contact with him. Perhaps he knows something? Oh, I don't know about that. I'm sorry, but my husband never mentioned seeing any unusual activity around our house, so I doubt he's mentioned anything about anything to Takeshi. You could be right. However, we still have to verify this with Takeshi. May we have Takeshi's phone number? Of course, please wait a moment. Lilith takes out her phone and starts searching for Takeshi's number. Here it is. I add the number to my phone's contact list. Alright, I believe that's all we need. Thank you very much for your help, Lilith.
Yeah, thank you for answering our questions. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome. I'm sorry I wasn't much of a help.
That's not true. You provided us with some great information. It'll definitely help with the investigation.
Investigation? Come on, let's head back to HQ and figure out what we should do next.
Right behind you, man.
We thank Lilith again for her help before stepping out of the room. Kazu? Who is this girl? Asako?
Ooh, hey there, lovely nurse.
Stop in the flood. What are you two doing here? Did something happen?
We just visited Mrs. Genichi. We had to ask her a few questions about her husband. Man, it was tough.
Yes, I heard her husband was the Phantom's latest victim. I was planning to ask her some questions myself, but I guess you guys beat me to the punch. So what did you find out? Not much. We were just trying to get as much details about the incident as we can. For now, we'll just review what we have. Hopefully we'll find something. How are things going on your end? Got any valuable information for us? Who is she? Oh, that, well... A few days earlier, Black Lotus Restaurant. Could you please stop smoking? It's bad for your lungs. Why bother? We both know I won't die from natural causes anyway. Even still, if you're not going to quit for your health, then do it for me. You know how much I hate this habit of yours, especially when you kiss me with that foul-smelling breath. I'm old and ill, Asaka. Let this poor man keep his one little vice at least. You don't even like to smoke. You just do it for the hell of it, and because you know it annoys the other customers. Plus, the owner lets you get away with it. You know that I don't need reasons to do anything, Asaka. And another thing, must you always resort to threats? You probably scared the living daylights out of a guy. Surely there are other ways to demonstrate your power. Oh, are you referring to the kid from earlier? There's no need to worry about it. He's just another unfortunate byproduct to our cruel society. Truly unfortunate indeed. What's going to happen to him? I don't know. He ran out so fast I didn't have a chance to ask. It's a shame, really. He has such a... Okay, not as pretty as you, of course. Well, you shouldn't be surprised by that. He probably just didn't know who you were. He shouldn't have ignored me. Youngsters should always respect their elders. Oh, even ones which are potentially going to kill them. Yeah, that's right. Every single youngster must always respect their elders regardless of what they're like as a person. Bloody hell. I'm not condoning his behaviour. I'm just saying that he didn't know the rules, that's all. You could have just given him a warning. That's exactly what I did. Please don't tell me you sent your goons to kill him. Of course not. What's the point of teaching him a lesson if he doesn't live to learn it? That reminds me, do you really have to break the legs of anyone who asks you to put out a cigarette? He holds the cigarette between his fingers and snaps it. People talk when you go soft. They perceive it as a sign of weakness. Furthermore, when you get weak, people die. He avoids eye contact with me for a moment. Who is this guy, anyways? When he does look at me again, there's a glimpse of sadness in his usual cold, distant stare. His voice breaks the minute he spoke. You look so much like your mother. I sat down next to him. He looks so ashamed for opening his heart like this. I'm not surprised he is. After all, he prides himself on his quiet countenance. He's normally cool and level-headed, but I can see the chunks in his armor when he talks about her. The fact that I'm a spitting image of her doesn't help ease his pain any less. You know, a long time I had a dream of leaving this life behind and moving to another country. We would have been so happy, the three of us. I was happy. You were just a kid, Asako. You don't remember anything. I do remember. A warm smile spread across his face then. It made me smile as well. I do have some memories of my childhood, although they're mostly just fragments now. A colour, fragrance, or a nursery rhyme. They're my memories all the same, sorry. I remember playing with my parents at the beach, and how I so focused with filling my pocket to the top, sorry. They lived so happy and perfect together. No one would have guessed that my father was actually married to some... Okay, oh dear. It's not uncommon for a member of the Yakuza to have a love affair, especially when their motto towards affairs is, no one would mind as long as you are discreet. Bloody hell. Problem was, He wasn't discreet about his... Okay. He truly loved her. He wanted to marry my mother. He didn't want to be his mistress, so he asked his boss for his permission to divorce. Okay. What the hell? The boss was displeased with his request, not that the boss was what I would call a virtuous husband either, but he considered her to be one of the most trusted men. He even went as far as to... Okay, despite the fact that there was a better suitor. To break their marriage was an act of betrayal, and so as punishment, the boss... Okay. This was always a way for the boss to ensure that his pride and honor as the head of the Yakuza was not damaged in any way. I still wonder to this day why the boss didn't... Okay. 2. Maybe it's like my father said. What's the point of teaching him a lesson if he doesn't live to learn it? Oddly enough, my life was spared as well. Perhaps the killer didn't want to kill a baby. Or maybe the boss ordered him not to, for reasons unbeknownst to me. Or maybe he saved me. Who knows what the reason is? He never told me why. He doesn't like to talk about it because of that incident. His career has come to a stall. He rarely gets promotions now, even though he's still the boss's son-in-law and right-hand man. People still talk about the incident now and then, just more discreetly, for everyone knows what would happen if they made the boss's daughter cry. Our father? Welcome, what would you like to order today? I think I'll try that, thank you. I see you're not worried about calories. What can I say? Okay. That's my girl. So what kind of a case is it this time? It must be something big for you to come and see me. Who said I came here for business? Maybe I just came here to see you. Come now, Asaka. You only came here when you're stuck with a case. That's not true. Who am I trying to fool here? Might as well come out and say it, Asaka. No, fine. You're right, I'm sorry. It's okay, kiddo. I'm not doing it on purpose, you know. I mean, I do love you, Dad. It's just my job is very time-consuming, and I can't take time off unless I have a good reason to do so. I understand. Don't worry about it. The waitress comes up to a table with my grilled beef set on a platter. Delicious. Would you like to try some? Maybe later. Okay. What I'm trying to say is, oh my god, this is so good. Of course, the food here is top of its class. Do you think I came here only for the protection money? Will you cut that out? It makes me lose my appetite whenever you talk like that. Sorry, go on. As I was saying, I wish we could meet up more often, but it's difficult for me to do that with my current workload. Which is precisely why I told you to be a doctor, so you'd have a more flexible schedule. But did you listen to your old man? No, of course not. You went ahead and become a nurse instead. I did because I want to... Okay. Be close to my patients. I want to see them as human beings, not just some statistics on paper. Well, broken bones don't heal fast just because you kiss with bandages. Anyway, you're right. I do have a case. Well, not me, but Igrasil's investigation team does. I mostly deal with the medical side of things, but occasionally members of a forensic lab will ask me for assistance whenever they come across any strange or complicated cases like this one. In other words, you'll only come to me when you don't have the answer. Yeah, well, fair enough. At least this will give you a reason to come see me. So what's the case about? I can't tell you. You mean to tell me that you came all this way from Igrasil's headquarters to get an answer from me for a case, but you can't tell me anything because it's a secret? Come on, Asaka. You're not a kid anymore, you can tell me. I can't, it's confidential. I'm sure it is. Nevertheless, you're asking me to just trust you and hand over any information I have, even if it means betraying my own family. Dad, I am your family. I know that, kiddo. It's the only reason we're having this conversation right now. But I want you to ask yourself, what am I to you? Your father or your informant? Be honest now. Dad, please, I know it. You know it's hard for me to answer that. It shouldn't be. You can trust me, Asako. Oh dear, that's a big mistake. Try to gloss over the details, not only because it's classified, but because I knew he'd use some of the information for his own personal gain if given the chance. I'd rather not run the risk of giving him access to such vital information anyway. But listens to the story with great patience, only stopping me to ask a couple of questions when the story gets too convoluted. Once I finish telling him everything, he takes a sip of his tea and stares at it for a bit, as if the answers I'm seeking for are somewhere at the bottom of the cup. I can see why you're interested in this case. It sounds like one of those things you write about for that magazine. Do you think little green men are involved in this one? Dad! I know I'm not, I'm sorry. You should take 14 Femona more seriously. French science may seem bizarre from the outside, but cryptozoology is not any harder to believe than, say, dinosaurs. So you're saying that the main suspect is a Tyrannosaurus Rex? Ugh, I give up. It's no use arguing with you. I'm just teasing you, kiddo. It's what fathers do when their daughters are overly passionate about something. Yeah, well, it's a pet peeve of mine, and you know it. It's already bad enough that Moyama mocks me at the office. Ah, Koyama Kazuki. I was wondering why you hadn't mentioned her yet. Forget about her. She's a joke and she hates me. That's all you need to know. Why does she hate you? I don't know. Wow. No? Or maybe she suspects you. You're absolutely certain that they know nothing about me and that you're my daughter, right? It's best not to underestimate her. She is part of the Yorimama family after all. But Togashi family never underestimates their friends or foes. Well, I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I don't think anyone knows you're my father. I'm positive they did a background check before hiring you. Don't worry, I'm good at covering. I'm sure you are. I'm very good at it. It's one of the things my father taught me, how to use bureaucracy to my advantage. There are many official records about him, but none of them mentions me. Furthermore, I always take precautions every time we met to rule out any possible risks. For example, even though I live near here, I will take a long detour and 3 different trains to avoid being followed. It's been like that since I was a child. I'm a liability after all. Any of the above crimes could happen to me. I try not to think about it, but honestly the thought scares me sometimes. Oh, I wish we could get out of this conversation. Well, one thing's for sure, I'm not involved in this phantom case. I know, otherwise I wouldn't have asked for your help. Of course, one should be cautious when talking about other people's deeds. With that said, I'm pretty sure none of my men were involved in this. Could it be another family event? Perhaps. However, these mutilations are too horrendous, even for gang members. So I highly doubt that's the case here. We're not monsters, Asako. Despite how you'd like to disagree, there's honor amongst the mafia families. Yeah, right. Sure, we deal with drugs and the others, and yes, we kill people on a regular basis, but this... We have a boundary as to just how far we would go. With the pictures you've just shown me, that boundary doesn't apply here. This is not the work of a man. This is the work of a deranged psycho killer, a rabid animal, or something far worse. Fortean theories don't seem so far-fetched now, do they? I can tell that he's worried. I'll send some of my best men to guard your apartment and protect you. No way! I wasn't asking for your permission. He proceeds to make a call, all the while ignoring my objections. I told you, it's done. I don't want your minions around my house. Don't worry, they won't disturb you. It's not that. You know they make me feel uncomfortable. Good. It just means you're alive. Whoever did this is probably lurking somewhere in the city. You would be a lot safer if my people were to protect you. We have a police for that. Pardon me for saying this, Asako. But don't you work for some kind of a special crime unit? Why is it that when things get rough, you come here instead of going to the police? It happens every single time, and why do you think that is? I'll tell you why, kiddo. It's because the police are useless, no offense. That's why we still exist despite being pursued by the authorities for centuries. They need us. Think about it. When the tsunami strike in 2011 and Fukushima meltdown happened, who did the government call to help with the evacuation, distribute food and medicine? Yakuza? Correction. Whatever. More specifically known as the Traverse Order. Oh right. Sorry, I forgot there's no such thing as the Yakuza. Heh, I have my pet peeves too. Sadly he's right. We are the best of the best, at least on paper anyway, and yet we're still unable to put a stop to this crime wave. There's a merciless killer out there, and we don't know who he is or what he is. When humans' lives are on the line, morality becomes a luxury. I guess it's futile to argue with you over this, huh? That's right, kiddo. We're talking about your life here. I don't bother to reply. As far as he is concerned, this discussion is closed. I decided to resume eating my dinner. How are things going at work either way? Business as usual. Do they treat you well? Besides that Moriyama girl, I mean. Oh sure, Kazuki is fine, just a little hot-headed, but then again, you can't lead a team like this without an alpha male like him. I've been stitching his wounds a lot lately. I swear, at this rate, he's going to end up in a body bag someday. It's good to know you're so confident in your teammates' capabilities. Frankly, I'm far more worried about the Ashikawa siblings. I don't understand why Igrasil recruited Aki in the first place. She's way too nice and innocent to be in this line of work. Well, they recruited you. It's different in my case. My view of the world is much closer to the other members. It's less naive and more realistic. I learned from a young age what evil people are capable of doing to others as well as themselves after all. And yet you're now in a profession where you're helping those in need. I believe people would refer to that as altruism. Guilt is more like it. You've never done anything that deserves a guilt complex. Well, that's true, but I do feel guilty for the things you do. Server and receiver are both blind. You're quoting that now? Might as well. You're the only one here who knows what I'm talking about anyway. Well, you paid for the best teachers. Money helps, but it doesn't make miracles. You have to be smart in the first place. I love old books, that's all. Just like Akito. That Akito boy. He is Aki's brother, right? Yep. From what I remember from our last talk, he graduated from the police academy and joined Igrasil instead, right? Right. I personally think he's trying too hard to impress our boss. I mean, Suzumi's not interested in him at all. Poor guy. Sooner or later, he'll come to realize she doesn't see him that way and give up. I do understand how he feels though. It'll be hard for him to move on after liking someone for so long. Which brings me to this topic. Do you have a special someone in your life? Dad! Come on, kiddo. I know there's something else you want to talk to me about. Go on. This is your clue. Cue me. Yeah, well, about that. There is someone, but you don't know how to confess her your feelings, eh? No, I mean that too, but... Wait, what, she? Yeah, she's a woman, isn't she? But I never told you that. Basically, you just did, and besides, I live long enough here to know one or two things about that. Dear. Always been very perspective. Well, considering his line of work, I guess he has to be. His life depends on it after all. Okay, yeah, she's a woman. Are you happy now? As a matter of fact, yes. Are you going to give me one of your speeches now? Why? It's what parents do when they learn their daughter. Okay. Is there another of those father-daughter conversations I missed, like that birds and the bees? Wait, does it mean... Okay. Why should it? Well, because it's weird. As weird as your... What's it called? Fortean pheromona? Not that kind of weird, but yeah. A sucker. My job entails of making other people's lives miserable. So I should say so, but I don't exactly have a high morality standard when it comes to most issues. I have to say, I wasn't expecting this kind of reaction from you. I could be mad at you, if that's what you want. No, it's fine. Well, who is she? You don't know her, then you have nothing to fear. And I don't have any need to tell you. True, but I still know that she is working at a police station. Wait, what? You know her? Is he spying on me? If I remember correctly, her name is... Wow. Heh, you know about her? Igrasil may not do their homework, but I certainly do. Damn, so he has been spying on me. Well, I had a feeling he would, but still. The question is how? Did he send someone to follow me? Or was he using some kind of surveillance equipment? Maybe there's an informant planted inside Igrasil. Now that really worries me. One of the reasons Suzumi created Igrasil was because of a corruption plaguing the Japanese police force. This may have made matters worse for us. What if our organisation has already been compromised? I suppose the logical thing to do right now would be to demand an explanation from him. But on the other hand, it might be better to just observe and find out what exactly is going on here on my own. Besides, he isn't 100% correct on that one. But still, he does know a lot. Okay, I give up. It's true we two did have some good times together, but it didn't work out. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, I'm sorry about my microphone there. Yeah, it really doesn't seem like... Well, maybe I doesn't look like maybe I doesn't look like, but I do care about you. You should know that. I guess he is right. I can't argue with him on that. Now I understand why you say that there is someone, but you don't actually know how to confess your feelings to her. Why he must be so perspective? Oh yeah, there is. She's always really cute, and I love the way she smiles and laughs. When I see her, my heart beat faster. Congratulations, she seems to be a very nice lady. She is. And does she know that you fancy her? More or less. In other words, she is unaware of your affections. Well, not exactly. I do drop hints from time to time. So you're hoping she'll decipher your clues. Look, I can't be blunt about this, okay? She's different. I could end up terrifying her and breaking her heart. No, she could break your heart. You're just afraid to confess to her, because you are afraid that someone will hurt you again. You got me, yes, I'm a coward. Sue me! So you're waiting for her to ask you then? Heh. That will never happen. That's not right, Asuko. Not for you, and certainly not for her. So what am I supposed to do then? Well, let me ask you this. Would you hesitate if she was a man? Okay. If she was a man, I wouldn't be interested. Wow. Even if a man was as passionate in classical literature as you are. Yep. You know what I mean. You should tell her how you feel. No way, she'll hate me. You don't know that. No, but I can make an educated guess. And if you're wrong, I'll just miss a chance to be happy, that's all. Hey, these things happen. Only if you let them happen. What are you suggesting, Dad? Then I ask her out for a date? Yes, you can go to a movie. You don't need to be attracted in that way to someone to watch a film together. That also depends on the type of movie. A word of advice, no rom-coms. Suppose I do ask her to go out to the movies with me and she says no. Simple. Just wait out a couple of days and then invite her to dinner. Oh sure, why not? She definitely would prefer a candlelight dinner with violins. It's much better than going to the movies, right? Actually, I was thinking of something like pizza, popcorn, or whatever I can eat these days. Really, and then just let nature follow its course. That's it? That's your plan? You'll be surprised how well it works. I don't think it's that easy. Well, you can always challenge her to a game of darts. Come on, I'm being serious here. Everyone loves darts. I can't play darts with her. Okay, I'm practically a pro at it. She wouldn't stand a chance against me. Then let her win. But she will notice that. That's the point. And she will think, oh, Asuko is so cute and adorable, she's letting me win. I never knew she was such a kind person. Dad, you're way too optimistic. And you're always too pessimistic. Come on, there's a karaoke bar nearby. They even have a dartboard there. Let's go have some fun. I have to collect some protection money from those guys anyway. But we'll work on your pickup lines too. Oh, I really hate you, by the way. Yes. You did know all about it, right? Oh, come on. I'm not spying as I'm just checking them one at a time. Are you doing this at all? Lie. Now we're back at the hospital. Sorry, I got nothing.
That's just great. Even Suzumi and Kaori have hit a dead end with their investigations.
I know. Sorry I couldn't be of more help here.
Don't be, Asuko. Besides, we know you're busy enough as is with your duties here at the hospital. You're always doing your best, and we appreciate that.
Oh. Thanks. I just can't stand knowing that there's some crazy serial killer running loose out there while we're getting nowhere with the investigations because we lack evidence. I wouldn't worry about it too much. The Phantom's bound to make a mistake sooner or later. Besides, the police are also starting to understand that the Phantom may be the real deal.
Yeah, they even went ahead and recruited a new guy to be in charge of the Phantom case.
New guy?
Yeah, General Koya from the Special Force Division.
Never heard of him, so I guess he's good at what he does?
Yeah, this guy's a force not to be reckoned with. You should see him in action. Man, with General Koya on the case, I'm sure he'll be closed in no time.
I see that you've become his fan.
Yeah, I want to be just like him someday.
Wow. Yeah, sure, keep on dreaming, Akito. Anyway, we should get going. We still have lots of work to do. Looks like you're having a great time with your new partner, Kazuki. Yeah, a fantastic time. Haha, well, don't let me keep you from doing your job. Call me if anything comes up. Sure.
See you around, lovely nurse. So, what's next?
Maybe we should go pay Takeshi Harada a visit.
You think he might know something?
I'm not sure, but it won't hurt to check it out. you know what they say. There are some things guys won't say to their wives.
Where the heck did you hear that?
I simply shrug and point on a non-holic attitude. I don't know. TV?
Okay, dude, stop right there. I think I've heard enough.
Likewise. Wow, that was an unexpected response.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know, well, it's just that you're usually the one who's into those weird TV shows, so I thought it'd pique your interest.
Hey, those are not weird shows!
I'm about to get into a car when a passerby in the distance catches my attention.
What's wrong?
Takeshi?
Yeah, we're going to visit him right now, aren't we?
I close the car door and run past Akito.
Hey, Kazuki, where are you going?
Akito remains rooted in spot, apparently confused by my silence and behaviour. After a while, I can hear Akito's footsteps running behind me. He must have finally noticed Takeshi too.
Holy crap, is that really him, Kazuki?
It's him, alright. I carefully approach him. I don't want to scare the guy off. Excuse me, are you Takeshi Harada? Yes, I am. And who might you be? He eyes me suspiciously. I wonder if he recognizes me. I apologize in advance for being so bold here, Mr. Harada, but my name is Kazuki Koyama, and I'm a detective from Igrasil. My partner and I spoke with Lelif at the hospital earlier in regards to his horrendous murder. She told me that you're close to her family. Do you mind if we ask you a few questions? Oh, I see. How is Lelif doing, by the way?
She seems to be doing fine.
Akito finally catches up to us and as usual manages to cut it into the conversation with ease. And you are? He's my partner. Oh, right, so how can I help you? Did you pay them a visit prior to the murder? And did you notice anyone suspicious while you were there? I don't think I saw anyone suspicious. To tell you the truth, it's been a while since I last visited them. So I can't really answer that question to you. Suspicious. I see.
Well, since Mr. Genichi and you were quite close, did he ever mention anything to you?
Like what? Anything at all? Anything unusual, odd, strange, out of the norm, out of the usual loop? You name it. Any information would help here. Oh gosh, I don't think so. I can't think of anything.
Don't worry. Take your time. Really think it through.
I'm sorry. I'm still in a bit of a shock, as you can see. I mean, you guys just came out of nowhere. In fact, I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed by all these questions. I don't think I'm in the right state of mind to answer any of them either. I can't even think straight. I would like to go pay Lely for a visit and see how she's doing, if you don't mind.
But
We understand. Ada gives me a glare for cutting him off. Just think it over and let us know if anything comes to your mind. Thank you, in fact. Why don't you give you my phone number? That way you guys can just call me and schedule a meetup somewhere. In case you might have further questions for me later. You know, I might be in a better state to answer them for you then.
reaction.
Thank you. That would be great. Let's do that. Akito shoots me a surprised look this time. It's the first time we've interrupted him twice. Okay, do you have a paper or something to write on? I'll just add your number to my phone's list of contact. What is it? Alright, it's... Alright, got it. Thank you. We'll be sure to give you a call. Sure, anytime. Well, I guess I better get going. Right. Take care. Thanks, you too.
Have a nice day.
Heh, same to you. We watch Tatsuki walk away until he's out of sight.
Hey, Kazuki, why did you cut me off like that? I was trying to tell him that we already have his number.
I know.
So, why?
I just wanted to verify a few things, that's all.
Ah, I get it. You were checking to see if he would give us the same number, right?
Yeah.
So you do suspect him?
I wouldn't say that. Still, you never know.
Yeah, we can't rule anything out.
Exactly.
By the way, it looked like he didn't recognize you.
Heh. Yeah, he probably doesn't. Well, it was a long time ago. I barely recognized him myself.
Good point. So what now?
I don't
Do
know.
you think the police found something?
Should we give the others a call to see how things are going on their end?
How should have received the autopsy results by now?
Yeah, good idea. You call them and I'll drive.
What? But it's my car!
Calm now. Don't be scared to call them. Don't worry, you got this.
Sheesh, you're making fun of me again, aren't you?
Not at all. I was just making a point here, Akito. You have nothing to fear. Go for it. I smile at him.
Oh man, I can't believe I'm doing this.
Neither do I. Akito reluctantly hands over the car
Don't
keys.
scratch the car.
Relax. I'm a smooth driver.
I wish I was wearing my uniform right now.
What? That came from nowhere. Why do you need your uniform anyway?
Because no one takes me seriously when I'm wearing casual clothes. I need my uniform to invoke power and authority.
Wow. You're trying too hard to be taken seriously, Akito. What you wear has nothing to do with it.
Did you see how Takashi looked at me earlier? I want my uniform.
I gave Akito a flabbergasted look. He managed to leave me speechless again. So it turns out Akito couldn't get through to Suzumi or Aki. Only Kaoru answered his call. She went on to tell us that she's still at the police station and that Suzumi requests that we report back to Igrasil headquarters.
I wonder what Suzumi wants.
Who
Do
knows?
you think the police found something?
It's possible.
You don't seem to be curious about it at all.
I'm a little preoccupied with the Phantom case right now. I don't have time to think about what Suzumi has planned for us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
I start thinking about the victims again. What connection do they all share? I carefully go over each clue. Without a doubt, the clue for the firefighter is the Iron Cross medal, and the psychiatrist herself represents the Roman goddess of justice. As for the scientist, the clue would be the map of that place with a pierced square and compass, and lastly the teacher, I don't know. Is it the Blind Owl book or something else?
What are you thinking about, Kazuki?
I'm just trying to figure out the connection between the victims.
Got any ideas on that? Care to share them while you're at it?
Why are you asking me? Why don't you come up with something for a change?
Just...
Akito, you know what? Why would I say the second answer choice anyways? I just don't like you. Wow. Wow, that's a bad thing to say. Well, anyways, we're going to be seeing each other next time, folks. And like always, folks, have a wonderful day and take care of yourselves.